Hi friends, I'm Sarah Keene and it's August 1st, 2022. I'm here up in Big Bear in my family home. I came up for this weekend to have a wonderful reunion with people that I grew up with. My voice is still a little hoarse from talking so much over the music, but I don't mind. It's an easy sacrifice to make to be able to visit with so many people and to hear stories of strength and courage and tenacity. One thing that I think speaks universally to all stories is that we're all in our own hero's journey, and some of us have gone through the crescendos at different times in our life. And what I noticed is that it made me really understand how small I saw things when I was younger, and I think that I made my world a little smaller than it needed to be in order to feel secure. And as I continue to get to know these people that I haven't seen, some of them haven't seen them in 10 years, I notice that I notice how much we've grown, and I notice how much those old boundaries of when we were kids and staying in our safe place, those old boundaries just come down because we now understand so much differently about ourselves, that how we can make it through those challenges, and how reaching across or out to some of our friends have helped pull us up when we were in some of our darkest times, I think, some of the hardest challenges. But I was just sitting out here on my porch, and I was doing some breathing practice, helping to come back into my body, clear my energy. For me, chanting mantras and doing pranayama is one of the fastest ways that I can clear the energy in my body and start to come back into my body, my space, creating a healthier mindset physically and spiritually and mentally. But I wanted to bring you something of good use, and I asked the spirit world what I can bring to you that would help you through this next week or this next month. Even we're beginning a new month, and they talked to me about cycles. They said we're getting ready for a new cycle, and this cycle takes us out of our normal paces of things. It feels to me like we're getting ready to start moving a little bit faster. We may start to have a sense of feeling bold in ourselves, a sense of maybe we may have created some mastery, and now it's time to move forward with that mastery and to create, I'm hearing new communications between places and people that we maybe we once didn't have as far of a reach. So this is a time for us to expand and to grow. It's a time for things to pick up. It's a time for us to, or that we're going to start to see ourselves use some of the tools that we have been cultivating to move ahead into this next particular phase of what we're going through. Excuse me. Boy, oh boy, I obviously talked way too much this weekend. But I did want to bring to you a sense of, they're telling me a sense of renewal. This is about a sense of renewal, and we have, they're showing me the timelines being creations of paths. And they're showing me that we're elevating now. We are creating an elevated path, or we're getting ready to walk on that elevated path. So you may feel yourself having less of a desire for some of the things that you had carried on with you for quite some time. You may find yourself ready to move forward into new things. Sometimes at times like this, we get thrust into new situations that require a sense of courage and a sense of tenacity that we hadn't wanted to show. Maybe we didn't want to jump in that deep into the end of the pool, but you know, life calls, and we answer That is part of our hero's journey, right? The unsuspecting hero in our own story. So they're telling me that this is a time for us to get up and go, to relieve our stress, and to not take it personally when people and situations don't turn out the way that we thought that they were going to turn out. They said that sometimes these are unanswered prayers. Sometimes they're getting ready to bring us something that is far greater than we thought. A lot of times we ask for things, and these things are, they're big things, and they require big steps. And so these are some of the big steps that they're getting ready to help you climb. You just may not have originally thought that you wanted to climb in this particular way or this particular manner, but they said, suit up, it's time to go. It's time for us to create that new planet we've all been asking for. And so what are some of the ways that you can do this? They're telling me that as we do this sense of mindfulness and this sense of idea of contemplation and meditation, remember that when you connect back into your body and when you connect into your spirit, when you have a sense of pausing and breathing in and out of the body, feel your breath in the body. This brings you back into a sense of your spirit is inside this body. Remember that if it weren't for your breath, your body would not have your spirit in it. And so as you breathe, maybe you can bring in a sense of marvel or wonder for the amazing breath that's coming in and out of your body, that keeps your spirit so wonderfully closely tied into this physical realm. But they're also reminding me that the breath is something that can help to clear the body, to clear the mind. And many people will experience some discomfort when they choose to start to go into a meditation practice. Discomfort because as they take their awareness from the outside world, right now, just think about it. Your mind is so connected into everything else that you've been doing. And as you breathe and feel your body and you feel your breath inside of you, you go into the internal space. No longer are you focused outside of the body and holding on to and keeping everything in form outside of your body, but you start to come and become aware of what you have created and held into place inside your aura. And then you go a little deeper, and what is held into form inside your physical body. And then as you keep going a little deeper, you go into the spirit, and you are able to connect into that sense of eternal self. But I will tell you that the part that is tricky for most people is this like in-between state, between out there and in here. And I like to think of the body as our filter. This body, I think of the ego as part of our body and part of the filter that we're looking through. It has all of these memories of experiences that we have experienced and gone through, not just from this life, from other lives. We bring it in with our spirits lighting up this physical form. And then the memories that we create in the experiences that we've had in this lifetime, we actually activate old memories from past lives. And we build on those things as part of our lessons. But we also, as we turn our awareness from the outside world into the inner world, we have a sense of being aware of those things that we have brought into form in the physical body or in the energy right outside of our body. And those are the things that require deep self-compassion for, because there may have been mistakes that we made. There may have been challenges that we didn't meet at certain times of our life that we regret. There may be guilt, there may be anger that we're holding on to, and we become aware of that sometimes as we go from that space of thinking about everything out there and avoiding pain to going inside where we can feel maybe even more blissful as we connect with the divine energy in ourselves. So if you start to notice that you get a discomfort, or you get an agitation or anxiety, or you feel, or or a memory comes up from the past that you haven't thought about for a long time, just know that that's you becoming aware as you move from out there to in here, and just observe it, just notice it. Don't attach a lot of meaning. You don't have to go down that rabbit hole anymore. Just go, oh yes, there was that thing. Let me just send love to it, because that thing really needs some of my love. It needs some of my compassion. It was a challenge. It was a time. And that's it. And I'm going to let it go. Imagine that it could just float off on a cloud, and then keep allowing yourself to come back into your breath, come back into the inner world, the landscape inside that you are cultivating and creating, that is the connection with the divine, your own spirit, and the part of you that can more easily access with intuition a connection to your spirit guides. So I would say, I'm going to keep this a little short here, and I'm going to close out, but just remember that this sense of raising our vibration and raising our frequency to add to the energy of this higher timeline that we are creating, that brings us more of the solutions of peace and happiness onto this planet. That world is getting created in each and every one of us individually. And then we add to that solution-based call for help or call for peaceful solutions by adding our energy to that collective call. So come into your internal landscape, but know that you may have to be aware of some of those things that you experienced in life that created a little bit of sadness, anger, or guilt, or shame, or whatever, and allow yourself, give yourself the gift of putting it in like a little helium balloon and letting it float up off of you into the atmosphere. Hand it over to the divine while you keep going inward and keep bringing yourself back into the awareness of your breath. And I will talk to you in another week, but I'm going to send you all of my love and my wishes for you to have a wonderful start to August and the rest of our year of 2022. Bye-bye.